Milmat Harley skate falls at that start to Minister, almost 190,000 households are in mortgage distress. Almost 1 in 4 residential mortgage holders are unable to meet their repayments. Some are in arrears for extended periods of time. Others are in reduced payment schemes. But 1 in 4, Minister, are unable to repay their mortgage debt, and the numbers are rising. While this problem was created by Fianna Fáil, it has got significantly worse since Fine Gael and Labour took office. In fact, the number of struggling mortgage holders has doubled. Many of us cringe when we hear Fianna Fáil senators and TDs offer solutions to a crisis they created and then refuse to tackle when last in government. But Fianna Fáil's role in this crisis does not absolve the current government from their responsibilities. Fine Gael and Labour have continually talked about giving priority to addressing the mortgage crisis, and we've heard it here again today. But it's taken you almost 2 years to even publish the Personal Insolvency Bill, the centrepiece of your response to this crisis. After all your talk of protecting the family home and standing up to the banks, what did you do? Just what Fianna Fáil did when they were in office. You allowed the banks to dictate the agenda. In fact, you did something worse. You gave lenders a cast-iron veto over any solutions to individual distressed mortgages. These same banks have done virtually nothing to assist struggling family homeowners since this crisis erupted. In fact, many have made things worse by hiking up interest rates on variable rate mortgages. To add insult to injury, the establishment of the Personal Insolvency Service has been much delayed. We still have no idea when the personal insolvency practitioners will be on the ground working with distressed families. And not a week goes by without more bad news for mortgage holders. Rate increases, regressive changes to the Mortgage Arrears Code of Conduct, delays to the Insolvency Service. This is hurting families. It's also hurting the local economy and is without doubt a major contributor to the ongoing recession. So in response to this growing crisis, what do you then do? Do you force the banks to step up to the plate and help struggling families? Do you take away their veto over insolvency arrangements? Do you give the central bank and financial regulator the powers to insist that ECB interest rate reductions are passed on to mortgage customers? No, you don't. Instead, you bring forward a bill that makes it easier to evict struggling families from their family home. This is what the bill before us today is about. It's not just removing an unintended loophole from earlier legislation. It's not about ensuring that legitimate repossessions can take place from so-called strategic defaulters. Plain and simple, it is an eviction charter with one simple purpose: to empower the banks to take people's family homes. Minister, you and your government should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be ashamed of the additional burden of stress and uncertainty that you are heaping on struggling mortgage holders. If you had held this legislation back until the Insolvency Service was up and running and the number of families in mortgage distress was falling, then Sinn Féin may have taken a different approach, and I note that that was a proposal put forward by Senator Hayden. We accept that there are occasions, exceptional circumstances, when repossession is necessary. But to give the banks these powers now, while the mortgage crisis continues to rage all around us, is not only bad policy, it is bad ethics. You're rewarding the banks for their intransigence, for their failure to do the right thing by their mortgage customers. But then, since taking office, you've really changed your tune on the banks. You talk tough on remuneration when in opposition, but then rolled over once in office. You're almost halfway through your term of office and still we have no banking inquiry. Minister, what the bill before us today makes clear is that when it comes to the banks, Fine Gael and Labour are no different from Fianna Fáil. Senator Bradford noted the single transferable speech. I think the previous government might have left behind some of their single transferable speeches and they were picked up by this government. When the banks say jump, this government, like its predecessors, says how high. Sinn Féin will oppose this bill and I would urge all other senators to do so. And I do note Senator Hayden's comments and I would agree with quite a lot of what she had to say. But really, if we are to oppose this route of dealing with this scenario, the best way to delay this, Senator Hayden, is to vote against it, and I would call on you and other senators in your party to do so. Tá bille se náireach bechearcamach náire an rialtas leis an rud atá sé bhíonna, ní sé bedaling le leis bhaib, tá bhaib na morgáistí go le nolcas, tá sé méadú in aon le agus ní sé bacha leanach na bóthar céanna a lean na Hamadan a churúh.